Deep in forests and logging sites around the world, some of the toughest work on Earth is happening every day. This is where skill, steel, and experience come together. Welcome to Machine Universe. Deep in the Danish countryside, a local landmark is coming down. Standing over 80 feet tall, this giant couldn't survive a massive lightning strike to its core. It's a bit heartbreaking, but seeing the coordination between these three professional teams is something else. Watching they climb up there really puts the scale into perspective. It's tough to see such a masterpiece of nature go down, but from a technical side, that cut was spot on.
See that?
Breaking them down like that probably helps the wood dry out and burn way faster. These Northwest stumps are notorious for staying wet, so shearing them open is a smart move. That Hitachi makes the whole process look easy. Cutting branches directly above your own ladder usually leads to exactly what happened here. Glad to showcase the Ponce Ergo 8W today. It runs a diesel engine with an H7 head, perfect for precise thinning. That unique sound is just the rotator brake doing its job. Proper technique here with the Stihl MS-290. Placing logs under the trunk is a simple yet effective way to save your chain. A methodical approach to a large storm-felled oak.
Wow.
Heavy lifting is a massive understatement for what we are witnessing right now. Those Douglas logs weigh a ton and the soil looks a bit slick today, making traction even more critical for the driver. Watch the winch power as it gathers nearly 28 cubic meters of wood. Let's see if the terrain holds up as the machine heads deeper toward the main landing area. way too close for comfort. Why didn't they use a longer rope to guide the fall instead? Pretty sure that street light just got way more voltage than it's rated for. Rest in peace, lamp. It mulches everything into a semi-level finish so fast. I'm just wondering about the fuel burn on a 450 horsepower unit when it hits those larger hardwood stumps. Nerve-wracking to watch. That tree has a nasty lean, and he's using a step cut to keep it from splitting. That steel MS-462 sounds tuned perfectly for this kind of precision work. It's all about controlling the fall.
You see what that looks like?
That's a massive amount of weight for the RTD326, taking on a 76-ton finish setup, and the machine doesn't even flinch. Those hydraulic arms are taking some serious stress right now. Notice the tires aren't even bulging under the load. Ever wonder how they keep the debarking so uniform on logs this big? The WD-1400 uses two-step head height regulation to stay locked onto the surface. Whether it's 8 inches or 55 inches, the stepless movement keeps the head from bouncing. You can see the auto bark separator doing its thing in the background there. Huge trunk, no wedges, and a pretty high cut. Hear that wood crack? Eucalyptus wood fibers can snap and kick back without any warning. Seeing these old Osa rigs still in the mud makes you realize how much has changed over 50 years. They've got a unique way of gripping the trunk, almost like they're pre-tensioning the tree before the cut. It's rare footage of a high-tech logging world that most of us never got to see in person. Fresh out of the shop, straight into the dirt. You're looking at the very first stump this machine ever touched. Oak roots can be dense and messy underground, so watching the machine chew through that gives a pretty honest first impression. He sets the face cut first, calm and pretty quick, like he already knows exactly where the tree wants to go. Saw keeps pulling strong through the wood, chips shooting out in big curls. Scenes like this feel tied to a much older logging tradition. Draft horses, simple harness, and a driver who knows their rhythm. Work moves at the pace of the animals rather than the pace of an engine. Fuel burn on a machine like that must be wild. Still, in steep terrain, helicopters sometimes make more sense than roads. I've noticed Vermeer puts a lot of relays in their wiring, which some guys find a bit over-engineered for field work. It's great when it works, but can be a pain to troubleshoot. Still, that 115 horsepower is no joke when you're staring down a massive hardwood stump. Pairing a Ponzi with the Nisula 425C is a smart move for smaller logging sites. Instead of paying for two machines, this combo handles everything from felling to hauling. It might not be as fast as a dedicated harvester, but the flexibility is hard to beat. Getting that first cut started is always the trickiest part with a bar this long. After that, you just let gravity and torque do most of the heavy lifting. Is that a beech tree? It looks incredibly tough, yet the sile just sails right through. This valley oak is some seriously tough wood, but a ported and polished 6x60 with a 28-inch bar handles it effortlessly. You can hear the engine stay strong even when he's burying the whole bar in there. No bogging down, just pure raw power and a very sharp chain. Running a 42-to-1 block and tackle here. With that kind of mechanical advantage, even a modest vehicle can pull close to 20 tons on the stump. Running a 42-to-1 block and tackle here. With that kind of mechanical advantage, even a modest vehicle can pull close to 20 tons on the stump. Just a regular day of pushing machinery to the max. Albach Diamant 2000 is designed as a self-propelled chipper, meaning the whole machine can move around the job site without needing a separate truck. That makes it practical for forestry operations where logs are scattered across larger areas. Another advantage of this method is minimal surface damage. Sidewalks, curbs, or garden borders stay mostly untouched. Plus, you can plant a new tree in the exact same spot right after. Hard to believe someone can be this steady with a vibrating chainsaw. He starts with the big MS-462 to shape it, then moves to smaller saws for the fur. That final burnt texture from the torch really brings the whole piece to life in a natural way. See how it grips and slides? That's the classic stroke movement. It's specifically designed for thinning out forests without damaging everything nearby. Watching this massive convoy from Chernchich heading towards Seeburg. Counted about 25 trucks in total, all loaded to the brim with timber from the Swiss mountains. Just look at the stability on those dual blades. Usually you'd expect some vibration with that much power, but the SFD 1500 seems to run incredibly smooth. Keeping those two cuts perfectly parallel isn't easy, so I bet the tensioning system on this rig is top tier. Serious respect for the engineering here. Forget electric motors for a second. This is pure physics from a century ago. A water wheel about 22 feet across, running 180 saw strokes a minute, powered only by gravity, and a canal a little over 100 feet long. Meisburg's got maybe 250 people, but a mill like this is the kind of place that quietly puts a small town on the map. Seeing the transition from the 18th century map entries to a fully functional 1968 commercial mill is a pretty good history lesson. Playing around with a tongue and groove cut here. Truth be told, there's no practical reason to do this on a job site. Most loggers stick with simpler hinge cuts, but it's great for testing your saw control. Got the Ransom RSH40 splitter running on a Hyundai 160. Machine's a bit small for these massive stumps, but the attachment makes the whole process look easy. It's cool to see how smoothly it works through the roots without the machine's engine even breaking a sweat. Look at the proximity of his face to that spinning chain. No safety gear, no rigging, nothing. He's cutting way above his head, which is a huge no-no in this trade. This automatic saw runs a 28-inch carbide blade, which probably explains why it moves through those logs so easily. You can also set it for 20-inch or 13-inch cuts, depending on what the customer needs. Pretty versatile setup. Perfect for those tricky slopes where a normal machine can't reach. The direct drive motor keeps the speed high. It's simple, effective, and very satisfying to watch.
That daylight, oh yeah. Oh yeah,
The heat must have been intense to burn out the core like that while leaving the exterior standing. It creates a dangerous chimney effect. One wrong move and the whole structure could collapse in an unexpected direction.
Watch out.
Another day, another lesson. We appreciate your time and your wisdom. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. Stay safe out there.